Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I know I've promised Forest Girl, and I thought that I would just do a page in this. I had such a wonderful response from the flip through of it that I did of this. It's such an outstanding book. I thought I'd squeeze a quick page in from here. So this is Circle of Life by this lovely person that I wouldn't even hope to be able to pronounce. Yeah, I thought I'd squeeze a page in here. I've come home from work. It's a glorious sunny day. I hope when I stop yipper-yapping that you'll be able to hear the birds singing in the background. It's so lovely. So I've got the window open and it feels like spring. So I thought we could do this page together. I've trawled this book for one that I can do that won't take 15 parts on YouTube, and I really like this page. It's simple, but it's that, for me, it's that a picture of like hope that spring is on the way, something for us to look forward to. Those bluebell woods, you know, that it's just so peaceful and beautiful. So I thought we'd start with this one. And actually, although it looks incredibly busy, there aren't that many elements to it. So although I'll have a lot of work to do off camera, I should be able to get the video up to you, and it's not too long for you to follow. So I'm going to be using Prismacolors today because I've still got them out from my last colour along. And yeah, so let me stop yapping. Let's come in and have a look. So we have got beautiful birch trees in this wood. We've got a little deer. Let me move my keyboard out of the way. And oh, what have I done now? I've pressed something on the computer. Bear with me. The last thing you need to hear is somebody else jibber-jabbering on. Oh, come on. It's so slow, my computer. I don't know what is going on with it. Mute it. Right. Pause. There we go. I've got I'm watching a court case actually on YouTube. It's really interesting. So yeah, so anyway, so we've got these birch trees, and we are going to colour them in, but I want to do a simple black background, and I'm going to use my unique Posca pen, and it's one of these little tiny ones. It is 0.7mm nib. You could use acrylic paint, you could use pencil, it's completely up to you. But the background I'm going to black out, and it's got a nice tiny little nib. So the sky will be filled in black, but you don't really need to see me do that. I'm just going to take in between the trees. Can you see? Am I on camera? Yes, I am. And I'm just going to fill in all those gaps, and I'm going to go around the stars. And just a quick little tip, I took a photograph of the background here so that if I should have any accidents and accidentally cover over any of the stars, I've got a guideline for putting them back in once the let's start again. Black background is complete. So I'm going to colour that in like that, but you're not going to want to watch me colouring in a whole black background, are you? Let's face it. So shall we start with the trees? So I've got 4 colours, quite simple, and these birch trees are, I'm trying to find one that we can get in without too much hoo-ha on camera. Okay, let's do this one. So these birch trees are a very sort of silvery colour with these dark bits in. So it's going to be fairly straightforward, but I've got 4 pencils. So our darkest is Sepia, excuse me, PC948. Then I've got 50% French grey. I will try and keep you in camera, which is always helpful. Is 1072. Then I've got 20% French grey, 1051. and then I've got 10%. That should be French. I don't know if I... Obviously they're in the wrong order in my pencil case. That should be warm grey. And I can't find it. No. No. Okay, well, this is how I practiced it. So we've now got 10% warm grey. So we've got a 50% French, 20% warm and 20% grey. I don't know why I've mixed them up like that. But it worked anyway. So, gosh, I need to come home and drink a cup of tea before I start filming when I come home from work, don't I? Oh, I'm all over the place. Okay, so we've got the 50% French grey here. And I'm going to start on the edges, and I'm not worrying too much about the dark lines because we will fill those in with sepia. So as long as you're not like really pressing hard, you will be able to cover this up. So I'm just filling in the edges with this the 50%. And just allowing it to come out very lightly. And hopefully this will give us the appearance of it being rounded, a rounded object instead of just flat. So I'm not going to go all the way up the tree because what is that phrase they say? Teaching grandma to suck eggs. You're going to be bored if I'm just sitting here doing the whole tree trunk. So I've got a good edge of the 50% French grey. Then I'm going to take our warm grey, which is 30%, just in case. And I'm going to blend into that. I think the reason why I chose these was because I got that nice, from the French grey, you got that nice kind of brown tone, and then this slips then into the more silvery tone here. So I'm just blending those in. I'm going to fill in around those little bluebells. And then I'm going to bring in the 10% warm grey and just help all those to blend. Now, you will want to make sure that you've got that you're happy with your blend before you go and put the sepia in. Otherwise, you're going to smudge that sepia into the paler colours. So you want to make sure all the all the paper gaps are filled in. You're happy with your blend before we do any more. Otherwise, like I say, if you go back in, then you're going to smudge the sepia into your picture, and then it would just look dark brown. Okay, now I'm going back in with the 10%, and I can use that to blend through. Okay, there's a bit of gap there. Bear with me, folks. Okay, then we're going to take the sepia, or sepia, which is 948, and we're going to fill it over those lines that we've been given. I'm not pressing heavy, I'm just taking my time and enjoying it. Because this is just lovely and simple. There we go. And you could, if you wanted it to stand out even more, you could use black, but I just felt that with the black sky that this would be better suited. And I'm just going to fill those bits in. There we are. Looks quite effective, doesn't it? Simple, but completely gives us the idea that this is a birch tree. So I had my COVID jab on Friday, which I'm very thankful for, but boy was I ill over the weekend. Goodness me, it knocked me for six, it really did. I had it Friday morning and I didn't see any of Saturday. I was in bed. I just got up for a glass of water and went back to bed. But I feel right as rain today, if you hadn't told. Still as scatty as ever, if you couldn't tell. But yeah. So, birch trees, they're all going to be done the same. And let's have a look at these branches at the top here. I will do the dark at the bottom. So we'll use, let's come in, I'll just show you that. So the branches that we've got at the top here, I'll come in with our darkest grey, which is 50, and I will run that up the base of the branch. And I thought this would be a good picture to show you, because some people were really concerned that this book would be only any good for fine liners, and that's absolutely not the case. You know, if you're careful and you have your pencils sharpened, you can absolutely make it work. Look at that. A bit like colouring in Joanna Basford's, there's some teeny tiny bits in there, isn't there? But it works. So that's how I will do the branches, and then just go back in and deepen up if you want a bit more depth in there. And we can always, at a later date, if you feel you need it, put a bit of darker colour at the bottom of the branch. However, the sky is going to be black, so that's going to stand out much more than it does now. I hope that makes sense, folks. So what I'm going to do, guess what? I am going to go off and do the black sky and colour in the birch trees, and I won't touch any more, and then we'll meet back up in a second. I'm very excited about doing this picture. It's such a lovely book to colour in. I'll see you in a second. Okay folks, so I've coloured in the birch tree and the background is now black. Yeah, so I've been experimenting with the grass. Yes, the grass. Let me bring you in and so you can see kind of what I'm doing. I want the bluebells to stand out, but also obviously I want it to be nice and lush without it overtaking the whole page. So I've got a variety of pencils, and what I did to start with was went with these three, which is, I love this combination. It's my favourite. You'll see me use it a lot. Kelly Green, which is PC1096, Sap Green Light, PC120, and I don't know if I can pick this up. This is Pale Sage 1089. Gorgeous combination. So I'm taking the Pale Sage and I am going to really lightly colour all this bit of woodland in. This bit of grass. So I hope you're doing okay, everyone. This is now, what day are we? It's Tuesday. And our children returned to school today. They're all having tests done, and I'm happy to report that nobody had COVID. So we didn't have to send anyone home. It was brilliant. So our children are going to be tested. I hope you can see this. Can you even see the colour I'm putting down? Yeah, our children will be tested every week. So that's reassuring. And I'm feeling much better. And quite bright and breezy. The weather's been gorgeous here. It's been like a proper spring day. It's been lovely. The sky was blue. Just gorgeous. Okay, so I've just covered that bit in that pale sage. And then what I'm going to do is come back in with, or not come back in, go in with our sap green light PC120. And I'm going to pick out, like, if I come in a little bit closer, because it's quite diddy, I'm going to pick out this bush and put some of that in there, leaving the top quite light. The same bit here. And we will come back and deepen that even further. Okay. And in there, because that's behind that bit. And in here. Okay. Then I'm going to take the Kelly Green. And I just, well, I've said it already, but I love this combination. And I'm just going to go in the base of that and put in that Kelly Green. It's a really nice, fresh green combination. I love it. And I thought it would work really well with what we're trying to depict here. Well, for me, this image was just spring. You know, that hope of warm weather. And okay, so I'm going to go back in now with the sap green light and make sure that I've got enough of that in there. Like that. Just blend them in. Okay, a little bit of that round here. Just round that tree. And I think that looks lovely. When that whole background is done like that, I think that's going to look so nice. So down here we've got a darker bit here. So I'm going in with the Kelly Green. And I'm just picking out where we've got those kind of tufts of grass. Just giving it a bit of interest. Here, and we'll do these other strands a bit of a different colour, I think. So this is our dark colour. And then we'll go in with the sap green light, which is, my camera is over here, Lucy. Doesn't matter how long you do it. So thank you to everyone for your wonderful messages. Lucy Just Adds Colour is now officially 12 months old. We were 12 months old on the 5th of March. How cool is that? Last Friday. So yeah, thank you ever so much for all your lovely messages, and everyone that's supported me. Is just an incredible community to be part of. Not quite sure, I think that's dirt down there. We'll do that a different colour. So this bit I'm just filling in. This bit is, I'm going to do, and I'm even going to bring it a little bit up into that tree so it looks like maybe a little bit of moss or something. And then we're going to bring the dark up in here. There we go. There we go. So I will deepen these bits up, like we said, I will deepen them up. Let's just do it. Can you see where I am? Yeah, you can. I'll just keep layering those colours up until I'm happy. But I think that really gives a lovely fresh look, particularly when we do the bluebells. They will then stand out, and so will the little squirrel, which he's right down here hiding. And then we've got the deer here. So obviously the main focus of this picture, for me anyway, let me come out so you can see what I'm talking about, is that tranquil, you know, like I keep saying, the hope of spring, the hope of warmer weather. And I just can imagine walking through there. So yeah, I won't waffle. I am waffling, I apologise. That's what happens when you've spent a day at school with all the children back. Okay, so I'm going to go off and do the grass. I won't touch anything else, and then we'll meet back up. I hope that's okay. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I've put the base, the grassy bits down, and I'm quite pleased with how it looks. I hope the camera can pick it up. What I want to focus on now is the leaves, the new leaf growths, and the stem of the bluebells. So I've just got two colours, and let me bring you in and move my junk so that we can have a look. Right, let's move over here. So I've got marine green, PC 988, and this little stumpy one, 1005, is lime peel. So, okay. So these fresh leaves down here, we still need to come in a little bit just so you can see, I think. Right. Still need to move my junk. Let me just tilt you slightly. There. Okay. Oh, sorry. Wobbling you about all over the place. So let's look at this one. This is easier than trying to get it in. So I'm going to use the marine green at the base of the leaf, and then let it fade, so I'm almost only just touching the page. So we get a nice deep marine green at the bottom, and then it's kind of, we've faded into almost nothing. Then I'm going to take the lime peel, and I'm going to go over that. And I wanted it to be just to stand out without being too in your face, too bright. You know me, I have a problem with these greens, and I don't know why. They just, some of them just look so unnatural. And I've tried combination after combination. Okay. But this works, I think, in this instance. So we get that distinction between the leaves of the bluebell and the like lush grass that we've got. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on the bluebell stems. So on the underside, I'm just going to run round, just putting that marine green in, and then I'm going to fill the rest in with the lime peel. Okay, there. I think that looks quite cool. I hope you think so. Okay, so I'm running around the stem. And you might want to, once you've done this, go back in and deepen your grass up. I won't really know until I've done all this whether that's something I want to do. But, and then the lime peel. So really simple. And I think I'm going to be doing the leaves of the trees the same. Or I might do lime peel and something else, I don't know. So that's how I'm going to do those. Let's have a look at the bluebells themselves. So I've got 3 gorgeous colours. And I've got Periwinkle 1025. I've got Caribbean Sea 1103. And I've got Powder Blue 1087. Okay, so let's start with this one, seeing as we are right in shot and it's like the biggest one we've got in shot. At the top of the flower, I'm going to use the Periwinkle. Then I'm going to take the Caribbean Sea and bring that in, let it fade out. And then in with the Powder Blue. And I'm going to go blend over the whole thing. There. Isn't that pretty? Such a nice combination. There we go. So I'm just filling in any gaps. And it couldn't be easier really, folks, could it? This book is beautiful and I love it. And it's not until you go to pick a page that you actually think, actually some of them are quite difficult. Some of them are going to be actually quite tricky to colour. So I chose this one because we're squeezing it in quickly. Because we've got Kelly's calendar to do and we've got Forest Girl, which I promised. So I chose this one because in terms of doing a video it should be relatively a short video. Not relatively short, colouring in all the little fiddly bits. Okay, so now we've got 2 of the bluebells done. So this is marine green. Now coming around the inside with that marine green and then back with the lime peel. Just go over those. There. I think that looks quite effective, doesn't it? Trouble is you have to wait till the whole picture's done, really, don't you, to really judge whether you need more additional colour. And there we go. Nice and simple, but an effective page. So, as usual, I'm going to go off. I'm going to colour in the bluebells and all these lush leaves that are part of the bluebells, and then I think I'm actually going to do the leaves of the trees in that marine and lime peel. I'll let you know when I come back, but it will just be, if I do, it will just be the base of a leaf and then up into lime peel. But I'll show you if that's what I decide to do. Okay, I'll see you in a little while. Okay, so I've done all the bluebells and it's now Wednesday afternoon. Just finished work and I want to get this video up to you as quick as possible because it's been a while. Let me just mute the computer. Got my cup of tea and let's go with the flow. Right, I've decided after doing the bluebell greenery I want to bring that green up here into the leaves just so it sort of keeps the circular shape of the page. So we're going to use the marine green and the lime peel that we did, let me come in, for these gorgeous little bluebells. It's so lovely. Right, shift over a little bit. So I'm just literally, they're too teeny tiny to do much with, but I'm going to put the marine green at the base. So our marine green, and then blend that through with the lime peel. So let's just do it. So that's that one. So let's just do another one just quickly. So at the base, and then let it come out lightly. Then take the lime peel and blend that through together. So because the page is circular, I thought because we've used that for the bluebells, that would bring that round and keep the eye thinking, oh, this is a circle. So I'll put my other light on. It's a really dreary day today, no spring-like day today. Cute. Yeah, so, and it's been such a long day at work today, really, really busy. Because all the children are now back. Which is lovely. It's lovely to see them all. They've all grown massively. I look tiny compared to them now. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a dreary day. So anyway, I'm just showing you quickly. Nice and easy, 2 colours. But it, like I say, it will help to keep that circular shape. Right, what else have we got? Let's have a look. We have got the squirrel down here. Can I get him in shot without having to shift everything? Yes, I can. Look at that. I'm so clever. There he is. He's a gorgeous little dude. And in the UK, we have our native squirrels, our red squirrels. And then we also have grey squirrels too. But our red squirrels are kind of dying out, which is a shame because they're so beautiful. So cute. So I thought I'd do them in like a red squirrel. So I've got 3 very sort of reddy brown colours. They're going to work quite well, I hope. We might need to bring in a lighter one still, but so I've got chocolate 1082, Sienna Brown 945, and burnt ochre 943. So pretty much like we do for everything else. I'm going to go in with the chocolate, which is the darkest of our colours. I'm going to start at the base of his lovely bushy tail, and I'm going to bring that round. And round here, because it's curled under, I'm going to bring that chocolate round there. So these colourings that I'm doing with you, these colour with me's, kind of turned into a little, they kind of turn into almost like, sorry, this is Sienna Brown. Kind of turn into almost like a weekly vlog, don't they? I'll give you an update on what the day is and kind of what I've been doing that day. But we've got Easter holidays coming soon. I think we've got another 2 weeks after this week, and then we'll be on Easter break. So this one is burnt ochre. Then we'll be on our Easter break. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and can do lots and lots more busy stuff on the channel. Obviously I've gone part-time at work because of the fibromyalgia, so that's made finances a little tighter. So I haven't been binge buying like I normally do. I'm trying to behave, and you guys keep telling me off for introducing you to lovely books, so I am trying to behave. It's not always easy though, is it, folks? I'm still looking, trust me. I'm still looking. Okay, so there's his little tail. I'm trying to save for, like I say, either the luminance or the Holbeins. Just have a sip of drink. I quite like that. I think that looks really cute. So I'm trying to be good. It doesn't always work. I'm going to put a little bit of beige just around this edge, and just blend that through, just so he's not so dark there. there. I think that's cute. Alright, now we've got under his tummy and around his little leg. I want to emphasise that, otherwise we might lose it in the darkness of the colours. So if we emphasise there, so we leave the round bit of his little chubby leg, do his feet dark. We'll do that leg dark up to there and leave that bit. Okay, let's mix in the next colour. So the next colour is Sienna Brown. So let's bring the Sienna Brown in. We can kind of bring that up there. Leave a bit of a gap in the centre of his little leg. Bring that up. Need a bit of green in that. Okay. The back of his ear. We're doing in this Sienna Brown. And then we will... Am I hiding? I'm trying to do it so I'm not hiding the view. Along his little back. We'll do his little face a little different. We'll try it and see what happens. Around here. Okay. So we're going to bring in our gorgeous burnt ochre. I'm going to fill that gap in. And this gap in. I'm just doing it lightly. And we can deepen up this chocolate areas. Gosh, it's one of my favourite colours, for the browns, this chocolate. It's so beautiful. Just deepen up under there, where it starts to meet his little face. Oh, and a little bit round there. And then back in with the Sienna Brown. Okay, I'm just filling in all the gaps. Then on his face, I'm going to take the lightest, which is the burnt ochre. And we're just going to experiment here. So I'm going to bring that up around his little face. And then I'm going to take the beige and see what happens. If I don't like it, we can change it, but I just feel his face needs to be a little lighter. I've gone out of line on his face, and that's really going to annoy me. There we go. Now I can take the sap green light and just fill that back in. There we go. Right. Let's blend his face a little better. Isn't he cute? So I'm just using the beige just to fill in all the gaps on the paper so there's no white paper spots. Okay, he is adorable. Adorable. That's how you say it. Okay. Oh, I've been at work too long today, you can tell. Right, let me get, here we go, our little deer in shot. So I've got putty beige, I've got light umber and dark brown. So I've got 1083 putty beige, 941 and 946. So I'm going to give him a coat of the putty beige. Here we go. On his little tummy. And then I'm going to take the light umber and I'm going to fill in the underneath, under his belly, and bring that, just let that blend out. I'm not pressing hard because I don't want him too dark. Inside of his legs, and have that strip there of his leg. a little bit under his face. Yeah, bring that a little bit further up. And the putty beige will help us blend, but it will also stop me making him too dark. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with the putty. Back in with putty. I'm going to blend that through. Then I can see if I want darker, or if with the blending of the putty it is enough. Okay, so I'm going back with the light umber, and I'm going to do across the top of his back. Again, not heavy, but I want it slightly darker there. And in there. Just emphasise the side of his leg a bit more. Okay, then I'm going to take, now I might change my mind and do it with Posca, but I'm going to take the dark brown and I'm going to fill in those little tiny, give him just dots of this dark brown. A little bit under his belly, a little bit there. I might do under his face. I'm just ad-libbing, people. Just going with the flow. Can you believe it? I never thought that light umber again, that I would be on the channel going with the flow. There you go. I might go back in with a bit of Posca, but I don't mind that. I think that's... it might need to stand out a little more than it does. I'll see. Okay. That's our little deer done. Okay. Right, birdies. We've got little birdies. So, if I can move the page without an explosion of Prismacolors everywhere, let's have a look at this birdie. So I've got the usual 3 colours. We might want to add more. I've got Parma Violet 1008, Lilac 956 and Grade Lavender, I'm trying to get it so that I can get the shadow off, 1026. Okay, so I'm going to take the Grade Lavender and I'm going to give our little birdie a quick, very light coat of Grade Lavender. There we go. Then I'm going to take the lilac and I'm going to start bringing some colour in under his belly and onto his tail, bottom of his wings, and a little bit around his face. There we go. And then in with the Parma Violet, and we're going to do the bottom, bring that up a little bit, do a little bit around the bottom of his face, and bring that darker colour down on his tail. And then we can go back in and really deepen it up wherever we want that brighter colour. I don't know why violet, I just thought it'd go nice with the blue. There we go. And what shall we use? Let's use a little bit of chocolate just to give them a beak. There we go, a little bit of chocolate. There we are. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Where are you? There you are. Okay, we'll do the same thing. Take the grey lavender. Then all we've got to focus on is the mountains. And I don't think they're going to be too difficult either. So this is the Palmer Violet. And I'm going to go around his chest and the bottom of his body. Some dark colour up that side of that wing. Down here. Then the lilac. Don't need too much because there's not that much detail. And then blend through with the grey lavender. There we are. And there's one tiny little one down here. There we go. We'll do the same, grey lavender. Then we're going to take the Palmer Violet. I'm going to come around his little body underneath and up. And on the tip of his tail, tip of his wings. Then in with the lilac. Give that a bit of a blend. And then grey lavender. There we go. So let's come out and have a look. Oops, excuse me, bashing you about. Can you see? Do I need to come out a little further? There we go. So we're getting there now, folks. I might add some more blue to those birds, but I'll let you know if I do. I wonder if it'll work. Should we try? Should we have a go? A little bit of the, you know, the periwinkle that we used in the flowers? Just to give a little bit more of a difference. So, periwinkle. Let's come back in to a bird shot. And let's have a look. Let's just add that periwinkle in. It's too samey, if that's a word. I'll put a little bit on his little belly there, and a little bit maybe coming up on his head. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, we'll do the same here. So some on his belly. Let's let that come up onto his head. Not too much, but it'll just stops them being boring. There we go. This adds a bit more interest to them. There. There, I like that. Okay. Right. Come back out again. In, out, I know. Right. I am going to finish the leaves. So, well, actually, do you know what? No, I'm not. What I'm going to do, we're going to do the mountain together. Let's come in again. I'm sorry. I was going to go off and do all the leaves, but actually, I might as well just show you how I'm going to do the mountains, hadn't I? We'll come out a little bit. Bird! I've missed a bird! Okay. So, I've got 4 colours. I have got... They're all cool greys. So I've got 90% 1067, 70% 1065, 30% 1061 and 20% 1060. All in the cool greys. Now what I want to do is go from dark to light up the mountain. So I'm going to take my 20% cool grey. And I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to bring that round. And we can always change it, because I'm not pressing heavy, so I can always, you know, change the blend up as we need to. Then in with the 30%. So we'll blend those two together. But I want the appearance of it lighter at the top of the mountain. Maybe even a little snow. We could put a little bit of stickles up there. Couldn't we? Okay. So this bit is going to be darker, because it's nearer the ground. But then I'm going to go in, right, so now we start to get dark, so we've now got the 70%. So I'm going to start to bring that in. Now I don't normally do my colours this way around, but we'll go back in. I don't normally go from light, medium to dark, I do it the other way around, but I don't know, somehow it just made sense with this mountain range, so I can, you know, so gauge what I'm doing. Okay, bit in there. And then we'll go in with the 90%. So this is the darkest, it's almost black, so I don't want to be pressing too hard. So I want a bit of dark in there. Okay, right. So now I'm going to go back in with the 70% and blend that together. So I've now got kind of where I can see where my colours go. I'm not going to overwhelm the page accidentally by putting too much dark down. There we go. Then in with 30%. So we can go back over what we've done. It'll help to blend and move those colours together. There we are. I might need to go back, put a little bit of dark in here, I think. There we are. Um, 30%, I'm back in with the 30%, so I'm bringing that up. And then I'm going in with my 20%. And I'm not being polite about it now, I'm going in for the kill. I'm getting that colour in there. And then we can just use that as our buffer to blend through all those colours. There. Okay. I'm just going to go back, fill in any of the white bits of paper that are left. Okay. So it's just take your time, let the layers build up. Don't go to start with. Don't go smashing these dark colours down until you're satisfied with where you've got them. I'm thinking that it would be quite nice to put some stickles up here. Okay, with this little bit, then I will do. I'll miss out the darkest of the grey and go in with our 70% cool grey, just down here, just on this bit, because it's facing out. So put our 70% there, in with our 30. Just so it gives us a gradient. Excuse me. And then our 10. So, I hope that makes sense. So, at the bottom of the mountains, I'm just going to build it up. So on this bit I'm going to go from dark to light here, and this side too, dark to light. I did think about putting water in there, but there's no stream down here, so it wouldn't actually make that much sense, would it? So I'm going to stick with my mountains being grey and then put some stickles on them to brighten everything up. Then we've got some teeny little butterflies dotted around the page, like that one. Where else did I see one? There. I accidentally coloured him in green. There's one there and one there. So I might just do those with gel pen. There's another bird up there. Alright folks, look, let's have a... Oh, wrong way. Let's have a look. Okay, so that will be my intention. And then the top of the mountains, like I say, will be shiny. We've still got to put some Poscary stars in. Oh, there's the other butterfly. One there, one there, one there. So I think we'll do those with gel pen. Is that alright? Okay, so what I'm going to do is go and do the leaves and the mountains, and then we'll come back, and as usual, we'll finish this page together. Alright folks, I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, I'm done. And it's the same night. I didn't carry it on. Let me try, I'm just trying to find my... I've just spotted a leaf that I hadn't filled in. So, I've got an array of bits and bobs on the desk that I want to use to finish off this gorgeous picture. So firstly, I've got my Uni sparkling ink pens, which are gorgeous. And I want to do the little butterflies in those. So I've got 4 colours I picked out, and they're just silver, blue, purple and pink. And I thought we'd just play. So if I just bring you in so you can see what I'm doing. I mean, there's nothing special. There goes my stickles. There's going to be nothing special really. I'm going to... This one's pink. This will be a sparkly pink one. I might just... I don't know. It's too exciting. Too many bright bits and bobs. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What is going on? My camera's gone mad. Oh, what's happening? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Right, let's play. Hang on. I think it got stuck on the tripod and that pushed the zoom in. Is it doing it again? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't do anything special. I coloured those first 2 wings in. Then I'm going to do... That was in pink. And then I'm going to do blue on the bottom half. Why not? Ah, a bit of sparkle. Let's have a purple one. I have a purple one here. Might just do him all purple. Actually. And I might go over that pink because I don't like it. Go over the pink. And then this one can be pink. You didn't see that either, did you? Gosh, what is wrong? I'm getting tired. I do apologise, folks. I'm just straight colouring with gel pen. So, a bit of sparkle. Okay. So, then I want to have a look at this, our little fawn. And I've just got a Uniball Posca 0.7 nib. I'll try and keep you in shot. And it's just brown. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to try giving this little guy some... it's not dark enough, is it? I'm just going to dot some on there. It would give a little bit of difference, but it's not really actually that much of a contrast. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Keep going. I just had to, oh, it is. It's showing up. I don't know if you can see. Just a bit more contrast. And I might get like a brown fine liner or something and just put some other dark ones in. Well, that didn't work, did it? Gotta try these things, people. Okay, and now for our finishing touches. I'm gonna have to come out or tip you. Hang on, come with me. Right, so we've got the stars here. And I've got a white uniball, and these are, sorry, not a uniball, Posca. And these are the small nibs, the 0.7 ones. So I've got a gold one and I've got a white one. So I let it refocus. And on those bits that were diamonds, I'm just going to dot a bit of gold in. They were stars, so I'm just dotting a little bit of that in. There's another one there. Any more? Any more? Yeah, one over here. Look, I'm trying not to smudge my gel pen. I just like finishing the page off with you, that's all. Okay. And then I've got, I'm just gonna dot in. We've got some that I didn't colour round, but I'm just going to dot in some more little white specks, bit of interest. Come out. Let me come out for a minute. There we go. Not too much, but we could always put some silver ones in too. Let's do that. Oh, see, now I'm having fun. Let's put a couple of sparkly silver ones in. We can make them slightly bigger. There we go. Bit up there, one up there. A couple of silvery ones up here. There. Right, stickle time. So the only stickle I own, sadly, I've got some Dovecraft ones, but the only actual stickles that I own from Ranger is the diamond one. Now I love this one because you can put on any colour and it's just clear but goes sparkly. So I want to give the top of these mountains the illusion of maybe a little bit of snow. Just on the very top. I just squirt it on and then use the nozzle to push it round. There, where else can we put a bit here? Bit here. Can you see that? I don't know if you're picking that up. Let me see if I can move the... I don't know if you're getting it or top, but I'm just putting on the very top, the very tips of the mountain. I'm sorry about my dreadful filming. I'm such a loon sometimes, honestly. But at least it wasn't like I wasn't colouring anything dramatic that you needed to see, you know, blending or whatever. Okay. Alright. Now I might go in and play off camera, but let me come out. Oh, it's so difficult to get in shot this book, because if you come out too far you can't see anything. Right, let me lift it up. So I'm going to put some sparkle, I think, on the birds. I don't know if you're picking up, if you can pick up in this light in that stickles and the glitter of the little butterflies. And I'm going to put a little bit on the birds somehow, I don't know, a little bit of purple on them. But there we are, one finished page in the Circle of Life, and I'm still playing. You can't help it. Do you do this? Do you fiddle and faff? Oh, is that a warning sign that I need to back off? Let me get a piece of tissue. You know what I'm like with my big fat splats and fluffing things up. Please don't tell me you've run out. So, there we go. We're back in business. So I'm going to faff here. What is going on? Right, there we go. I think I'm very low. I'm going to have to order another one. I love this colour. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone because you know what'll happen. I'll be crying because I've wrecked it. Alright, lovely people. Thank you yet again for following along with me. I love this book. And if anyone tells you this book is only any good for fine liners, please don't be put off, because it works beautifully with pencils. It really does. And it's that wonderful Kirby paper. So, oh look. Another one up there. Look, why is it when you think you've finished, you always find more that you haven't coloured in? I don't know. Alright, beautiful people, thank you so much for sticking with me. I'll let you go. I'll get this video out for you tonight, and I will see you. We're going to do Forest Girl and we're going to do Kelly's calendar, so keep an eye out for that. And I will see you in the next couple of days. Take really good care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye bye.